Good morning. In the announcement of the angels to the shepherds, they said that there was going to be born a Savior. And my emphasis this morning is on the concept of a Savior. I was reading recently uh, Robert Short's book, The Parables of Peanuts, and he has a chapter entitled Savior. Who needs a Savior? Well, in studying the scriptures, particularly the New Testament, and especially the Gospels, my approach has become very focused. My focus is from this viewpoint. What is Jesus telling me, teaching me, informing me about living life so that I can be saved? And let me be very straightforward about the meaning of the phrase, be saved. I'm listening for what Jesus wants me to hear about living life right now. I mean, during this lifetime, very contemporary, these moments, these days, applicable today. In the 9th chapter of John, Jesus speaks 7 special saving words that set the focus for this episode. When the disciples asked Jesus this very, very important question about the man born blind, they said, "Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?" And they were stating the common belief of that day. Sin equals punishment, illness equals punishment. If you had some illness, you must have done something wrong. Let's be clearer than that and more specific. You sinned or your parents sinned, and that has to be the reason for your blindness. In verse 34, the Jews put it in very blatant and challenging form. You were born entirely in sins. I would like for every person to hear Jesus' words in this age-old problem and idea. Did I do something wrong in my life? Did I sin? And my illness is my punishment from God? Are you ready to hear Jesus' words? Really ready to listen to Jesus' words so that you can be saved from this heresy, this lie, this fake news? Your illness is not the result of God punishing you for something bad that you did in your life. Hear these words then from Jesus, God's Son, God's spokesman, God's messenger. These words, neither this man nor his parents sinned. I need you to listen to those words. Jesus refuting the accusation that the disciples made, that this man was born blind because of some sin that had been done by him or by his parents. Neither this man nor his parents sinned. One of the very interesting aspects of this whole question is this. If God was punishing this man or his parents for his or their sins and the others that Jesus healed, what we have is an impossible answer. That is, if God is punishing them for their sins, then what we have is God's own Son undoing the punishment. Was Jesus saying, God, you made a mistake and I'm going to correct it? Or do we hear Jesus' words anew for ourselves so that we can be saved from believing that our illnesses occur because we sin? I know that some of you may be saying, and it is true, that we can do some things to ourselves that cause us to be ill. We may have habits. We may be doing something to our body that in the long run causes suffering. I'm not talking about that. Those are illnesses that we bring upon ourselves. This is a different kind of thing. How many times have we, in the midst of an illness, asked ourselves this question: what have I done to deserve this? What parent who has a child with special needs has not asked the question, what did I do to cause this problem in my child? Is God punishing me or my child because of something that I did wrong? We really need, all of us need to hear these 7 saving words that Jesus gives to his disciples and to us. Neither this man nor his parents sinned. Please hear these 7 saving words of Jesus for yourself. Jesus' teachings are always to do this: to save us from something wrong to something right, to save us from something bad to something good, to save us from something harmful to something beneficial, to save us from distancing ourselves from God to something that will always and ultimately bring us closer to God. Jesus is in the business of saving us, and we can say no, but we can also say yes. Consider today whether you've said a full, measured answer: yes, I want your salvation, Jesus, for my life from this moment on.